Hey everybody, alright, so first ignore this mayhem behind me. My comforter is being cleaned. And so yeah, my bed's not really made. The sheet's kind of on there. And then I've got like a pile of clothes and hangers in the back that are supposed to be on my bed so I can put them up, but I threw them on the floor. So that's just how it is. So this is my 26 weeks update. Today I am 26 weeks and 1 day, and this will be uploaded when I'm 26 weeks and 2 days. So this week, according to the multiple apps that I have tracking my pregnancy, the baby is between 1.5 to 2.5 pounds, which is crazy to me. Wow. And I am getting closer to the end of my second trimester. We're very close to the third trimester. I just feel like it just happened, like, wow. Seems, I don't know, I feel like there's still so far to go, but at the same time it's going by really fast. So one thing I was thinking about, so last week, was it last week? I don't know, at some point in my recent updates, someone had asked me if I'd been experiencing Braxton Hicks because I hadn't talked about him. And it occurred to me that I have not been experiencing any Braxton Hicks, not any, which is kind of funny to me, being that this is my fourth pregnancy. And with my other two, they happened more often and earlier with my second, and even more often and even more early with my third. So it is funny to me that I am nearing my third trimester and have not had any. I haven't had any, like nothing. Like, it's kind of like, all right, so there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's very interesting to me, I should say. I was just thinking that I have a person who watches our vlogs who was a doula, and I remember her saying in my pregnancy updates with my third child that it sounded like I had an irritable uterus, and I feel like I did with my second and my third. I feel like my uterus was definitely irritable, like things would set me off. And I would get Braxton Hicks, I'd get tightening, I'd get real contractions closer toward the end, but before I was going into actual labor. And I just, that's just not happening. Now, obviously, at some point it will, but it is, something that I did experience a lot more of at this point with my other pregnancies. So I'm not really sad that that's not happening because, I mean, like, it's not like you love those, but it is just like I say it again, it is interesting to me. So yeah, I'm not having any Braxton Hickstons or anything like that. Braxton Hickstons, wow, Braxton Hicks. And this is what happens, your brain just kind of fuddles up. So in other news, I feel like the baby has dropped down some. I can definitely, when I'm sitting, it can be hard to take a breath, but when I'm standing, it's like easier all of a sudden. And at some point she'll fill my space up again, but I feel like maybe I was carrying really high. I still look like I'm carrying really high because I'm so short-waisted that it's just, again, my belly can pretty much only grow out. But I can just tell, like, if I do the whole thing where you like tuck your arm up under your boobs and kind of lift up to see your actual stomach from like where your boobs are like settled and just lift them up. But like, I'm like, it's like nothing, and it was something, and now it's like nothing, and it even like caves in the center right where your rib cage is, like mine like caves in a little, and I'm like, oh, that's what I used to look like. It's just, I think that she is heavy enough now that maybe she settled in a little lower, and it's giving me kind of a break before she gets so big that she's back up in my lungs more. So that's definitely something I noticed. And last week I talked about how I was having that back pain kind of right here under my rib cage, and a lot of you guys were like, Courtney, that's probably your gallbladder, because I have the gallbladder problem. And it did occur to me that maybe it was related to my gallbladder, but the only thing is that it was so completely different than when I was having that pain up front. That was from my gallbladder. The pain was completely different. Like, that pain was like super sharp, and I mean, it hurt. And this pain was very muscly pain. It felt like muscle. But that kind of pain in your upper right quadrant with gallbladder is typical. And so yeah, so many people were like, oh, it might be your gallbladder. So maybe my pain at just not having the gallbladder pain like in the front, like the typical place, and I'm just kind of was having some in the back. But this week it's kind of gone away, and it's not like I'm just eating healthier or different, or you know what I mean, like it's kind of the same diet I was already eating, and I don't know, so maybe I was having like an attack, and maybe I only had 1 stone, right? That was all that was in there, was 1 stone. And so maybe the doctor thought it was too big for me to pass it, but maybe I was, and so that was the pain I was feeling. So I don't know, I could hope that that's what it was, but regardless, that pain has all but disappeared. I will feel a twinge of that pain in my back a little bit every once in a while, but not like I was feeling it pretty constant, and now I'm not, and I'm so grateful. But yeah, just a little bit here and there. So whether it is just my back pain or whether it was the gallbladder, either way, it's better this week. I'm very glad. And speaking of back pain, so I've talked about how I haven't been having back pain the way I had with my third. And again, I told you guys I had been out on my feet for a long time, and I had a twinge of lower back pain, and that was it. Well, it happened again today. I was out shopping and I was on my feet for, I don't know, an hour and a half or something, and like I definitely felt like my lower back and kind of like lower back hips were just a little twingy. Nothing horrible at all, not horrible. I've just had it so much worse before that, you know, this is nothing compared to what I've experienced before. It's just, you know, but I definitely was like, oh, you know, my lower back is definitely hurting a little bit. And it kind of should at this point. I mean, that's not uncommon, but yeah. I did notice it. I was like, okay. Kyle had told me to go and get a pregnancy massage, and so I did that with my third, and it was, I think I had 2 of them. They're really expensive. That's the only thing. Maybe I'm just cheap, but I feel like it's really expensive. But so it's one of those things I kind of see as an indulgence, and I wish I could get them every week, but yeah, like there are places that'll do them cheaper, but they're the type of place that like I don't think I'd want to go to. And the places that I want to go to, it's very expensive. But I'm going to go get one. Kyle was like, go get one now. You know, you're starting to get the aches and pains. I'm distracted because there's this beautiful blue jay outside of my window. We have a family of blue jays and a family of redbirds that live in our yard, and they're here every year, and when we move I'm going to miss them so much because I love seeing them. Okay, so that was a tangent. Anyway, Kyle was like, go get one. He's like, you're starting to get a little bit of those aches and pains, like my feet are starting to get a little bit more achy, you know, all that stuff is just starting to happen. He's like, go get one now, you know. So yeah, I think I'm gonna schedule one of those. Pretty excited because I did love them the last time I was pregnant. I loved it so much. One thing I have not been talking about that I have had is I have been having lots of nosebleeds. So this isn't recent. I've been having lots of nosebleeds pretty much most of this pregnancy. Nosebleeds in pregnancy are very common. You have increased blood flow. Sometimes your veins are a little larger, and it's really common to get them. And I've definitely, like, I will just get like nosebleeds. I just realized I never mentioned that, and that's been happening most of my pregnancy. I just seem like I get nosebleeds like a lot. Not a big deal, but they're definitely the kind that just kind of come out of nowhere, and it's not like a little bit so you can kind of get a tissue. It's like the kind where it's like quick and you're like, ah! So, but they never last long. It just will kind of happen and then it's done. But yeah, one of the things I'm really good about when I'm pregnant is I just drink tons of water, and these are my favorite. These are just the little insulated tumblers, so your ice stays frozen and your water stays icy cold. I love icy cold water. It stays like that for a long time. And what I like is I will drink the water and sometimes fill it up, but then the ice is softened by the time I'm done. So I will eat the ice and it's soft, so it's not gonna hurt my teeth. And that is like, I just fill, drink, eat ice, repeat throughout the entire day. And I really swear by this. I think I mean, you should, you know, everyone knows you should drink a lot of water when you're pregnant. But I can just tell you that if I go a day where I have a little less water, I can just tell. The water just helps so much. It helps with, it's just, oh my gosh. This is like everything they say about water being like good for you is so true. Like I feel it with this. And so I recommend these tumblers. You can get them anywhere. They're just insulated tumblers with the straw. That's how I like it, because I like to drink my water out of the straw and in my cup. And this is just narrow enough at the bottom that it'll fit in my cup holders in my car. And it doesn't leave rings on my wood counters or tables or whatever, because it is insulated, so it doesn't get the sweat thing going on. And I get mine at Walmart. They're like under $4, and this is a little pineapple-y one. So it's really fun for summer. But I thought I'd mention that. I don't really talk a lot on here about things I like when I'm pregnant, which is stupid. I should, because I should share that stuff. So I just want to say, get a tumbler. I like, it's funny, I have like, you know, my water bottles and stuff like that I really love too, but I don't know, I just really like these a lot. So let me show you guys the belly. And again, you guys, I know I say this a lot, but please remember, we are in the middle of packing up half of our house. And so yeah, there's like all of our framed art and photos and mirrors are stacked behind me and everything's kind of messy. We go in stages right now. Since April, our house will either be, to me, it feels like it's almost wrecked because we've got boxes and stuff everywhere, or it'll be pristine because maybe we need to show the agent and we're getting it ready to put on the market, and so we have people over looking at it and whatever. So it's like goes back and forth, and it's kind of, it's not stressful, but I don't love it. So right now we're in the messy again stage because we are loading up stuff this weekend on for our storage unit. And so yeah. One thing I did is for those of you who are new, I do have other children, except we thought we were done having kids, so we got rid of pretty much everything. Normally I am a big person, big believer in using some hand-me-downs, but unfortunately I'd gotten rid of most everything. So it's like almost like I feel like I'm starting fresh a little bit. But what I have done is I have a few hand-me-downs that I got from one of my friends, and then I have bought some things when they were on like a really good sale. I will put a link up to that video, that haul video, but I bought some just basics, some like onesies and things like that up through kind of the 6-month mark. I washed all of those things and I rolled them up and folded them and organized them in a little box by size. And then my baby shower is in a week, a little over a week, and depending on what I get there, then after that it's when I'm gonna kind of go a little bit more, I guess, crazy. And since we will be moving out of this house before the baby comes, but our new house probably won't be finished being completed yet. We're doing a new build, and so anyway, I'm basically taking over an entire closet at my in-laws house. They gave me like a closet. It's gonna be a closet for the baby because I don't want to store or pack any of the baby stuff. I need to keep it all out just in case, because if she comes, if we're able to get into our new house before she comes, that would be great. I can just get what I need out, but if not, I'd like to have access to things. You know, I don't need a ton right when she comes, but I need some things. So yeah, it's just easier to keep it all out. But that's kind of what I'm doing. If I point the camera this way, you can see it's kind of in the upper, like right there. That's all baby stuff or like my stuff. A lot of my planning for the baby right now has to be done on paper because I can't do it for real. So I have to, on paper, just have myself kind of ready with list of what I need and list of what I want and list of what we're going to do, but I can't actually do or get or have any of those things quite yet. It's a little frustrating, but like at least having it written down on paper makes me feel a little bit better, like I'm in, you know what I mean? All right, so other than some of the things I mentioned, everything's kind of going well. So thank you guys so much for watching as always. I will talk to everyone next time. Bye.